Hello everyone, and today we're back with another video. Today we are doing the schedule prediction for each team in the NFL. Well, not the NFL, the NFC East. We're doing this a little different than we did in past years. We're going to start with my favorite team, which usually I save them for last. And I'm also going to be mainly just talking about like tough games they have and like what their floor and ceiling can be. I am still going to be going over which games I think they're going to win. But let's get into it with the Philadelphia Eagles. So my favorite team, and what I'm deciding right now, is what game I'm going to go to, because I'm definitely going to go to a game this year. But once we get to those games, we'll talk about it. So our first game against Washington in Philly, I have them winning. I don't see them losing against Washington. Washington's team is really, really old. And, I mean, they got, like, Sonny Styles, who I think is be good. Jane Daniels. Yeah, if he keeps getting injured, which I think is just poetic that he wore the same suit that RG3 wore, and he had just a horrible career field of injuries. But I think that the Eagles are definitely going to take it. The team got much better in the offseason. I think the only weak spot on the entire team right now might be one of the offensive line spots, but other than that, we're a pretty good team. And safety as of now, but now we got week 2, traveling to Tennessee, taking on the Titans. Titans are going to be a much better team this year. I definitely believe in that. I don't think Carnell Tate was the best pick. I mean, great wide receiver, but they could have waited to get, I think, Jeremiah Smith next year, who was the wide receiver 1 for Ohio State this year. But the Titans are a much better team. Cam Ward should definitely progress more. They're going to have a lot of receivers back there. Receiving core with Eric Alminer, Calvin Ridley, who I don't think is going to be great, but he'll be the receiver 1. And Carnell Tate should be great. And then Tony Pollard, he's been decent like in the past years. They got Wendell Robinson also, I think, actually on team, and their coaching staff is much better. So I definitely think Titans will be better. But I think the Eagles take care of business in Tennessee. Now, something I forgot to say at the beginning is the Eagles are blessed with a really, really easy schedule. Like, they don't have that many hard games considering how good their team is. But one of their hard games is against the Bears. It's a primetime game, actually, in Chicago. I think it's a Monday night. It's either Monday or Sunday, but they got to play the Bears in Chicago. This could be a game we lose. We also hit the Bears last year, but our offense was really terrible that game because Tim Patua sucks. The Bears, they got much better. They got actually worse than the offense. They lost all their safeties, and they also lost Tremaine Edmonds. So I think the Bears, this could be a tough game. Like, we could lose this game, we could lose. Right now, I'm saying we're gonna win. I'm gonna say we're gonna lose. But I think we could easily win this game with this. The Bears got way worse, even though I think the offense is much better. The defense definitely got way worse. But I think the Bears are going to take us down just because it's in Chicago. Now we get the Rams. Now the Rams are a team that a lot of people are picking to win the Super Bowl. Rams are a great team, don't get me wrong. I think they have probably the best overall team in the NFL. But there are two things that I will say I think the Eagles will win this game. There's two reasons why. One, Matthew Stafford could definitely be on the mounting cover. We don't know who it's going to be yet. It's probably going to be either Drake May, Matthew Stafford, Myles Garrett, JSN, or Sam Darnold. It could be Puka, though, but it's probably one of those 5. Matthew Stafford is on the cover. He's going to fall off. We all know about the Madden curse. It is real. So if he's on there, the Rams are going to be bad by that time, probably. And the Eagles, for some reason, they always beat the Rams. They beat them in a crazy comeback last season. We beat them in the playoffs. The year we went to the Super Bowl. And we also beat them earlier that year in Los Angeles. So I don't think we're gonna lose to the Rams. We just always beat them. I think the last time we lost to them was the year before they got Matthew Stafford, and I think every time they've had Matthew Stafford since then we beat them. Also, it's at home, so probably gonna win. Now we got one game that I probably not gonna go to, but if I have the money, I'm definitely gonna go to the game in London. Eagles Jaguars in London. Now, even though the Jaguars are technically the home team since they play in London a lot, I mean, this is the thing that scares the Jaguars. Like, the Jaguars are probably my favorite team in the AFC, don't get me wrong. But the problem I have with the Jags is that they, for some reason, it seems like every 2 years they switch. Like, last year, they were great. They made the playoffs. They lost in the first round because of some dumb coaching decisions. They probably should have made it to at least the divisional round. And then the year before that, they sucked, though. They were not really that good of a team. I think they got, like, the 5th overall pick, and they traded up to get Travis Hunter. So like, they were bad. Like, so I feel like they're gonna be like good this. Like, they might be good this year, but they might be bad. It just depends. Like, also they might get AJ Brown. AJ Brown's gonna be out of here within like the next like week and a half. Probably that's like when they're gonna start trading him on June 1st. And the 3 teams that are looking at him are the Jags, Chiefs, and the Patriots. I think it's gonna be the Patriots, but he could honestly go to the Jags, which will make the Jags better. But I think the Eagles will win here. It's gonna be close, but I think they got it. Now the Panthers and the Eagles. I would have gone to this game if it would be in Charlotte because the Panthers are like I mean that's like the same distance from Philly probably, but it's just south. But yeah. So the Panthers, yeah, they've got better. They got Jalen Phillips from the Eagles, who I don't know why we didn't re-sign him. He asked for too much money, that's why. But they had Jalen Phillips. They got Monroe Freeling in the draft, who was a great pickup. I don't know if Bryce Young is like good enough to compete with the big boys though, so I think this could be a close game, maybe like a trap game. But I think the Eagles are definitely gonna win. So right now the Eagles have won every game except for the Bears game. The Eagles have West 3 schedule. Like, I only see like a few, like 3, 4, maybe 5 games they could lose. Like, they could easily lose against the Rams, how good they are. They could probably lose to the Jaguars, but this is just my prediction. Now the Cowboys. You guys already know how I feel with the Cowboys. I think we are going to beat them this year. Not both times. I think we're gonna beat them this game. It's a primetime game. I think we're gonna beat them in Philly. And then we have 2 other games against opponents, against divisional foes. We have I don't know what week this is, but we have 5. Actually, I count that as division. We have like 5 in-game divisional opponents that we have to go against. I think we're gonna beat the Cowboys here in Philly on primetime. Then we got another primetime game, which is a Sunday night game against the Commanders. I might go to this game. I've been to I think 4 Commanders games in my life against the Eagles. The Eagles won every one of those games. Might try to go to this game, keep it up. It's the closest game to where I live. It's also probably not going to be that expensive, even though it was kind of more expensive last year. If the Commanders suck, this would be less expensive. Then we got the Giants in Philly. I think we're going to beat the Giants and the Commanders. Then we got the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers coming back for his last year. I don't think that they're going to lose against Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the Steelers did get a little better in the offseason, but I think the Eagles are going to win this game. And then this is where I think we're going to lose another game. We're going to drop again to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I mean, the last time I played the Cowboys on Thanksgiving we lost, but we haven't won in Dallas like at all. We've won 1 game in Dallas since I think like 2010 or something. And we haven't won Dallas in a while. We won that 1 game against Super Rush. It's been a while since then. Like, we could win because we played the Cowboys, I think, twice on Thanksgiving already in our entire history, and we beat them both times. But I think we're going to lose the game. Now we got the Eagles and Cardinals. The Cardinals are probably going to get the number 1 pick this year. I think I see us taking them down. Then we got the Colts. I don't see the Colts being that good this year, so I think we definitely take care of business against the Colts. And then the Seahawks against the Eagles on a Saturday at 5 p.m. I might go to this game because it's like everyone's going to be off. I could definitely easily go. I see us taking down the Seahawks. The Seahawks, like, they're a good team, but their defense got way, 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 way worse in the offseason. And also, if Sam Darnold or JSN's in the Madden cover, one of them is going to either be injured or having a terrible season, like, by this time of the year. So I definitely think that the Eagles should take it down. Then you got the Texans on Thanksgiving. Now, if CJ Stroud actually made it to like the Super Bowl / championship round last year, I probably would take the Texans here. But I can't pick a team with a quarterback that throws 5 interceptions a game, and they didn't really have that good of a draft either. Honestly, like, they didn't have that good of an offseason. I mean, their offensive line got better, and like they also re-signed some key pieces on defense, and they also stole Reed Blankenship from us, but they just didn't get like that much better. Like, if CJ Stroud keeps throwing 5 interceptions a game, they're not gonna win a Super Bowl with him. So I just take the Eagles here. I might go to one of these 2 games also. Like, the Christmas Eve game would be awesome. The only thing that sucks is that the last train out of Philadelphia, like most of the time to where I live, is at 10 o'clock, and that game's probably not gonna be over till like 11 at least. So I'd probably have to get a hotel or just sleep on the streets. I'm just kidding. I mean, do not go to Philly and sleep on the streets. You will get either mugged, killed, robbed, drugged, something. Yeah, you're honestly better off being in jail than sleeping on the Philly streets, honestly. But yeah, I'm taking the Eagles here. Now, our last two games against the 49ers, like, this game against the 49ers could be close. Like, we could lose this game. I think we're going to win just because the 49ers, they are going to keep getting injured, and Brock Purdy is not a top 10, I don't even think he's a top 15 quarterback. You might say I hate on Brock Purdy, but with all the injuries the Niners are probably going to, I'm not even going to say probably, with all the injuries the Niners are going to have at this time of the season, they're not going to be doing good. And with Brock Purdy, which is probably going to be their quarterback, just not good. Yeah. And then our last game of the season, with how good the Eagles are probably doing right now, they're probably going to rest their starters unless they're fighting for like a number 1 seed against another really good team like the Rams or Lions. So, I think what's going to happen is the Eagles already have the NFC East locked up. They're probably going to rest their starters. The Giants are probably going to play their starters, so they're probably going to be fighting for a playoff spot. And the Eagles are going to lose. So, I have the Eagles going 14-3. And you might think that, yeah, I say that every year. Like, that's like their ceiling. Their ceiling, honestly, their ceiling probably is like 16-1. Like, the only game that I think they could, like that I think is like a definite loss is against the Cowboys. All the other games they could easily win. There's a few games they could lose, but probably still win. So I think their ceiling is 16-1, and the game they're gonna lose would be against the Cowboys. Actually, it's 15-2 because I think they're gonna lose this game also. But yeah, I think the ceiling is 15-2. The floor is probably like 10-7. Like they could like, I'm gonna say like 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say like 4, 5, 6. Probably 11-6 is the floor, because there's definitely 6 teams they could easily lose, but I think they're gonna win. So I have them going 14-3, losing against the Bears, the Cowboys in Dallas, and I think they're gonna sweep everything at home. And they're going to lose 3 away games to the Giants, Cowboys, and the Bears. But they could easily lose against the Rams at home, the Jaguars in London. They could also lose against the Seahawks or the Niners or the Texans. But 14-3, locking up to the NFC East, maybe getting the 1 seed. We'll see. Now we get the Giants. The Giants are, I don't like, you guys want to hate the Giants, but they actually got way, way, way better in the offseason. Like, Jackson Dart looks like he could be him. Now, I will say, I do think Jackson Dart's going to have a sophomore slump, but I think Cam Sanders is going to get injured again. Look, I don't like Cam Sanders. Like, it's not that because he's a Giant, I mean, it's partially because that. I just don't like him. He's crazy. Like, freaking that, I don't know. Like, he's going to have a really, not that long of a reason, because how he plays, he's going to get too many concussions, too many other injuries, he's going to retire probably before he's 30. But yeah. So they start off the year against the Cowboys, which I actually have them winning this game with how better their team got. The Giants' defense is like pretty good. They got Dual Carter, Brian Burns, Orville Reese, which was not that good of a draft pick. They should have got Akil Downs, but we'll talk about this some other time. Their team got much better. So I think they can actually beat the Cowboys in New York. I think this is a Sunday night game. But yeah, they're going to beat Dallas, I think, in New York. Then they got the Rams. The Rams are just too good of a team. They're definitely going to beat the Giants. Like, the Rams, honestly, might go 17-0 this season. Then they got the Titans, which I think the Titans are going to, like, this could be a close game. Like, the Titans are much better. Giants are good. I think the Titans, like, could easily, like, win this. But I'm going to take the Giants. So I'm going to take the Giants here. Then we got the Cardinals. This, I think, is going to be a trap game. Because the Cardinals, like, every week, they lose and they win and they lose and they win. I think the Cardinals are going to actually take down the Giants. The Giants are now at 2-2. Now they got the Commanders in Washington. I feel like they're going to split with the Commanders and lose at home. They're going to win in Washington. And they're going to lose at home. So they're going to win in Washington. And then they got the Saints. So, the Saints are probably going to be much better this year. I think the Saints are going to win. So now the Giants are at 3-3. They're going to take down the Texans. The Texans are going to beat them. And they're going to go to 3-4. Then they're going to lose against the Eagles. They're going to be 3-5. Then they're going to lose against the Commanders. And that'll be 3-6. Then I think they're going to go on a big winning streak. Beat the Jaguars. Beat the Colts. Beat the Niners. I think that's going to move them back up to 6-6. Then it's getting down to crunch time. They probably got to win at least 3 of these games to make the playoffs. Probably 4 to quite guarantee. 3 they could still make it. They do got kind of a hard-ass schedule. They got the Seahawks who are not as good, but I think the Seahawks can beat them. They got the Browns. You guys are probably going to come like crazy. I think the Browns, honestly, can make the Super Bowl this year. Yeah, they're the Browns. But they're, as long as their quarterback, whoever their quarterback's going to be, is good, they're going to be great. They have Casey Conception, Denzel Boston, Jerry Judy receiver. They got another good option, Harold Fannin at tight end. Their offensive line got much better. They got a great draft getting Denzel Boston, Casey Conception, Emmanuel Warren, and I think they got Spencer Fanu to fix the offensive line. Their defense is great. They still got Denzel Ward. They got Emmanuel Warren. They got defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett. They got defensive rookie of the year, Carson Schweiziger. They got Mason Graham. They also got good backfield option in Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson. They told me about that. No, not shit. But yeah, their team is great. So I think the Browns are gonna demolish the Giants here, and that's gonna put them at 9-8. They probably need to win the rest of their games to make the playoffs. But they got a tough game here against the Lions. Now the Lions are a great team, but I think the Giants are gonna beat him. Then they almost beat them last year, and the Giants definitely got better. So they gonna beat the Lions here, and then they got the Cowboys. Now I don't think that like to be fair, Cowboys, but I think the Giants are gonna beat them there, put them at 8-8, and then they're gonna have to win this game to make the playoffs. And they'll probably have to rely on another team losing to make the playoffs, but they're gonna win this game as the Eagles, and whichever team they're fighting with to make the playoffs, either gonna lose and they're gonna make the playoffs, or they're gonna win and then the Giants are gonna be knocked out. Had a good season, but give them one more year, maybe make the playoffs. So I have their ceiling right now. Like honestly, their ceiling is probably 11-6, and their floor is probably like 7-10. But I think they're probably gonna go like 9-8, maybe 10-6. It depends. We'll see. But I think their ceiling is making the playoffs as a wild card, and then their floor is probably like just completely missing the playoffs, needing like another good offseason to get that good. But yeah, that's the Giants. Now the Commanders. This is probably gonna be the team that finishes last, like in the. Like, if they have a season like they had 2 years ago, they could definitely make the playoffs, but I think they're going to lose. So, with the Commanders, I have them losing against the Eagles both times. And then, I think they're going to go to the Cowboys and lose. They're going to lose against the Seahawks, lose against the Colts. And I said I think they're going to lose against us. I think they're not going to win. Actually, no. I think they're going to beat the Colts. They're going to beat the Colts. And then they're going to start to see their season. And they're gonna lose, I think, every game except up until this game. And they're gonna start the season 2-1. Wait, no, I said yeah. So 1 and then 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. They're gonna start the season 2-7, and by the time that this game they're gonna win, they're probably gonna be out of the playoff race. I mean, they can make the playoffs if they win like 5, 6, 7, 8. And they need to win the rest of the games to make the playoffs. But I think they're gonna lose against the Bengals. Bengals have a much better season. They gotta beat the Cardinals, I think. They gotta beat the Titans. So they're gonna have 4 wins now. And I think they're gonna lose the Texans or lose the Falcons. I think they're gonna beat the Vikings, depending on who their quarterback is. I think they're gonna beat the Vikings. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so they have 5 wins now, and I think they're gonna lose the Jaguars, and then the Cowboys are probably gonna be playing their starters, fighting for a playoff spot. Commanders will be playing their starters, so they're gonna win the last game of the season. Actually, no, actually the Cowboys are gonna win, so they're gonna win. I think their ceiling honestly is probably 7-10. I think they're gonna go 5-12. I think is what it is. Like I just don't see them having a good year. Like they're not gonna have a good season until they get rid of all the old players in their squad and get a bunch of new players. They did get Rashad White and it's off away. I'm pretty sure they got in the offseason, so their team that's not gonna be that bad. But I think they could. Their top is like 8-9. Maybe their floor is probably like 3-14. They could get the number 1 pick. Honestly, they're not going to be doing that good this season. Now we head to the Cowboys. Now the Cowboys defense they get a lot better in the offseason. They got Caleb Downs and I forgot who else they got, but they got Caleb Downs, who is probably honestly the best player in the draft. In my opinion. So their defense got way better. but they're gonna lose the Cowboys. They're gonna beat the Commanders, I think. I think they're gonna beat the Ravens in Brazil. And I think the Texans are gonna beat them. I think they're gonna beat the Buccaneers. Micah Parsons eventually they're gonna lose against the Packers. So they start the season losing 2 out of their first 6. They're 4-6. They're 4-2. Then they go to Philly. They lose to the Eagles. They lose to the Cardinals. For some reason they always lose to the Cardinals. So now they're 4-4. But then they take down the Colts. They take down the 49ers. Take down the Titans and take down the Eagles on Thanksgiving. So now they're 8-4. But then they have a tough game against the Seahawks. They lose against the Seahawks. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah, they lose against the Seahawks. They lose against the Rams. They lose against the Jaguars. And I think they're at 8-7 now. So to win the playoffs, so to make the playoffs, they gotta win probably at least one of their next games. They lose to the Giants though. They get swept by the Giants. Now to make the playoffs, they need to win against the Commanders and probably have the Giants lose. So they win against the Commanders, but I think the Giants end up winning their last game, knocking the Cowboys out of the playoffs. The Cowboys had a good season, but they missed the playoffs. Now, to be fair, they did get a lot better. I think they definitely could go. Like, their ceiling is probably 11-6 to 12-5. I mean, we all know even if they make the playoffs, they're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. The Cowboys can't win the playoffs. And so Jerry Jones, they're not going to win a playoff game. I mean, they already won one, but they're not going to make it to the divisional round. But it's 11-6, 12-5 is probably their ceiling. Their floor is probably 7-10, 8-9, 9-8. I don't think they're gonna lose more than 9 games. They're probably gonna miss the playoffs or make the playoffs. They're gonna go in between 9-8 and 12-5, like definitely. Even though I'm trying to be unbiased. I hate the Cowboys. But yeah, each team in the NFC kind of got screwed because they had to face all the teams in the NFC, in the NFC West, and all those teams besides the Cardinals are good. And the Eagles got the easiest schedule out of all the teams somehow. I mean, even though they were the best team in the NFC last year, they got the easiest schedule out of all the teams, and they have one of the easiest schedules in the league actually. So I definitely think the Eagles are gonna win the NFC East. I think one of the 2 teams out of the Cowboys and Giants are gonna make it in, and the Commanders are just gonna be probably trying to prepare for the future. So yeah, that's my prediction. You guys are probably gonna think I'm biased as I'm an Eagles fan, but you guys can tell me what you think down below. I definitely see the Cowboys or Giants making it with the Eagles. And what's probably gonna be is the Eagles probably get the 2 seed again and probably have to face the Giants, Cowboys in the wild card. That's probably what I think is gonna happen. But anyways, that's all for now. I would appreciate any comments. I do read the comments, contrary to popular belief. I actually do read comments on the videos. Please drop a like and also hype this video, share it around. That would really help me out. I know I've been slow with the uploads lately. I've kind of been stuck on what to upload, and my editor's also been really busy with stuff, so I can't really upload game videos. But I'll have more schedule prediction and off-season Eagles news out in the comments, especially when AJ Brown gets traded. But yeah, until my next video, peace out, guys.